welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have a really special chef with me, my grandmom, who's taught me how to bake, who's taught me how to cook. And today we're going to make two of her classic cakes and we're going to veganize them. So the first cake we're making is an atta or a whole wheat cake, and the second cake we'll be making is a semolina or rava cake. So one of them is gluten free and one of them is whole wheat. So we actually have already done some of the prep beforehand, and to check that out you can go ahead and check out my Instagram. All the links are in the bio. So we have that base of our rava or semolina cake sitting here for about 3 hours, and this is now going to be the base for the cake, and we're going to go ahead and add the rest of the ingredients. So let's get started. Alright, so we were just recapping what we've put in here. So Ma, आपण काय काय टाकलं याच्यात आता?
1.5 कप रवा.
हाँ, 1.5 cups rava or semolina.
1 कप दूध.
1 cup milk.
1 कप दही.
1 cup dahi.
शुगर.
हाँ, 1 cup sugar again and a pinch of salt.
सॉल्ट.
हाँ.
आता टाकायचं अर्धा कप तूप.
Right, half a cup of ghee, and everything we've used is vegan, so we use vegan yogurt, vegan milk, vegan ghee, and
आता हे टाकशील अर्धा चमचा सोडा.
alright, so half a teaspoon baking soda
and 1 teaspoon
baking powder. Okay, so let's get started. Alright, so half a cup of vegan ghee.
1.5 कप आपण रवा घेतलाय. कप vegan ghee.
Right. So she's just figuring out the measurements according to how much of the other ingredients we've added in, and you can see that it has really thickened up nicely and the semolina has bloomed. So we're just going to measure out half a cup of this ghee, and I'm trying to take the solid parts more than the liquid. बस एवढंच.
थोडं टाकत थोडं घाल कारण ठीक आहे नाही एकदम.
Alright, so a scant cup of घी. मी थोडं लिक्विड पण ऍड करू शकते ना. थोडं लिक्विड घी ऍड करू.
अर्धा कप फार नको.
बस. Alright, so a scant cup of ghee, half a cup of ghee, that's going straight in. Alright, so we're going to add both the powders in there, our rising agents, and then biscuit again. Right, just a splash. So say about 8 teaspoon, no?
Oh.
Alright. 1 teaspoon. And I'm adding a little bit of vanilla seeds.
जास्त नाही होणार.
No, ma'am. It won't be overpowering. This is very light in flavor. Let's whisk it again. So baking powder 1 teaspoon, baking soda half teaspoon. And then once we put this in, we need to work really quickly, right, Ma? Manje it shouldn't. It has to be immediately put in the oven. So let's not spend any time dilly-dally. हो already झालंय. 180 160 पर्यंत झालं already. Alright. You can see who the master chef is here. Alright, and let's pour it in to a loaf pan. As simple as that. And we're going to bake this in the oven for 30 to 45 minutes. At which point you can go ahead, put a toothpick inside the cake to check and see if it's ready. If it's not, then leave it in the oven for a little bit longer. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven. Alright, so our semolina or rava cake is ready. Let's go ahead and finish dusting it with some powdered sugar. So I've already run my spatula around the edges. You just want to make sure that the cake is completely released from your baking pan or tin. And then just using this overhang of the baking paper, I'm going to slowly lift this up and place it here. Alright, so I'm just going to pull down the edges of the cake now. The sides, all the sides. Alright, so we're just going to dust it with some powdered sugar now. Alright, so I've gotten the baking paper out from underneath the cake, and now let's go ahead and dust it with powdered sugar. So this is just a super simple way of decorating a cake without adding like a bunch of calories by adding like a frosting or something more elaborate. And it also just makes the cake look really pretty after slicing. So make sure that the cake is completely cool when you do this, because otherwise the sugar is basically going to melt into your hot cake. And our semolina rava cake is ready.